I have been possibly misdiagnosed with like anxiety and things of that nature for the past 5 years, I would call it. Which I always want to say, like, don't get it twisted, because I do have anxiety. I'm an anxious person. But it was getting really hard to do anything, including walk, which was, I think, my main thing that, like, set me off to be like, okay, you need to figure out what's going on. So months go on, and you have anxiety, try different medications, go into the hospital, go into programs, raise your dose, things like go into therapy, EDMR, I think that's what it's called, journaling, all these things to quite literally only feel worse. I had a meeting with a psychiatrist last year. Told her all my symptoms. And at this point, I had kind of been thinking, like, I think something medical is happening. I don't know that it's mental health anymore. She straight up told me, after I told her every symptom, she goes, this doesn't sound like anxiety. She straight up said, I think you need to see a doctor, a medical doctor. Which was scary, but also, like, hella validating, because everyone had just told me it was anxiety, and I was like, all right, well, I guess I just have this incurable, debilitating form of anxiety. It is what it is, I guess. But then, like, it kept getting worse to where I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand. I had to constantly lean against walls to stand up. I was fainting. I have really bad DPDR. I don't feel like anything is real. I feel just insane. And I was just so invalidated for so long. It started off with, I quit going to my doctor that I had been going to, because literally all she knew me for was anxiety. Like, I've seen her for a long time. She was very nice, but like, I could literally be bleeding from my eyeballs, and she would be like, we got to increase your Lexapro. So I was like, okay, this is like a dead end. So my first course of action was to switch doctors and see an actual neurologist. So he ordered an MRI of my brain, which nobody had ever done before. So obviously I was terrified, because the first thing he's thinking is something is going on up there. And he straight up told me, like, your symptoms don't sound good. Like, something is going on. I get the MRI. It's my first MRI ever. It's terrifying. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's terrifying. I can go more into depth about each of these topics too, but I'm just trying to, like, spit out the general story. I get my MRI. Terrified. Terrified waiting for the results. I get my results back. I have multiple bilateral lesions in my white matter. Now, I need you to keep in mind, I still don't know what this means. I don't know. He tells me I have the lesions in my brain. And it had been suspected for a while, something MS related, something central nervous system related. But he's like, I can't diagnose you, which, whatever. So he orders me to get a spinal tap, a lumbar puncture. One of the worst experiences of my life. I don't want to scare anybody, because a lot of things I read, like, a lot of people were completely fine, but some people felt awful, and I was one of those people. Like I said, I can go more into detail about all of these things. I'm just trying to get it out. So I get my spinal tap. Awful. Awful. Waiting on the results to come in. He calls me with the results. I put him on a 3-way phone call with me, my mom, and him. he's talking to me. I don't understand what he's saying, and I don't want to say the wrong thing or cause any offense, but he had a very, very thick accent and language barrier. He wasn't understanding what I was saying, and I wasn't understanding anything he was saying. And I told my mom after that phone call, I don't know what he said. I don't know what my results are. And my results never showed up in my chart. So I couldn't even look at them and like send them to my mom. My mom does work like in the medical field. She knows medical terms. So like I couldn't even see my results. I still don't know my results of my spinal tap. I think he said that my spinal tap came back fine. But I don't know. I literally could not understand him. And then, of course, he brought up anxiety on the phone call. And I was just like, oh, my God. It kind of went back and forth, a phone call of just all of us kind of getting frustrated with each other. So he recommended me to go see a multiple sclerosis specialist. Oh, my God. Which I did have to go into the city for. It was a long drive. It was a huge, intimidating hospital. But she was so nice. It's gonna make me tear up. I have never had a doctor spend that much time with me. Just asking about my symptoms and doing little tests right there in front of me. Never. So that meant a lot to me, and it made me feel like I was finally in good hands. After, like, literal years of me being like, something is so wrong. I don't know who I am. I can't walk. I can't stand. And then just be like, oh, it's anxiety. But unfortunately, as nice as she was, she orders more MRIs. Which brings us to the current day, where I have gotten my other MRIs, which was of my, cervical spine and thoracic. That might be so wrong, but I think that's my neck. I have a bulged disc in my neck and some like bony growths. But other than that, there was no lesions or anything found in my neck or my spine. Just my brain. I still don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for my follow-up. And there's something I recorded earlier of me, like, in a really bad, like, flare or whatever that I'll add. But I just want to know what's going on. I'm scared. And not only has this been terrifying, but I am not working anymore. I don't drive anymore. I haven't driven in years. Because it's also something, and I told the doctor this, the MS specialist, I told her it's something in my peripheral vision. That's what's messed up with my vision. Because a lot of MS, I've seen, like, they'll have blurry vision or double vision. I don't necessarily have that, but something is wrong, specifically in my left eye, with my peripheral vision. Like, if something shows up on my left side, it'll scare me. Which I should be able to see it just fine. But, like my hand right now, if I start to see it, it freaks me out and I don't like it. It's like a ghost or something. Even though it's not, I can see something's there. It freaks me out and I don't like it. But that's a lot. So in a nutshell, in a very short nutshell, my symptoms are no coordination, fainting, vertigo, neck and head pain, migraines, eye pain. Behind my eye pain this is where I get my headaches, like the sunglasses area. And there's something funky with my left eye. I don't even know if there's a word for that symptom, but something's off with my peripheral vision on both eyes, but specifically my left. I can't stand for more than like a couple minutes. And these symptoms aren't always present. Like some days, some will be more present than others. Some days I will be completely down for the count. And some days I will be kind of functional. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yes, my symptoms. Whole body pain. Specifically in my neck and my arms and my legs. Just, I almost want to say bone pain. Like, that's like the best way I can put it. Is like in my bones. It hurts. Weird vibrations. And then, like I said earlier with the DPDR, I just don't feel with it. And I think that's where a lot of people were diagnosing me with anxiety and like PTSD. I've had a rough life, whatever. Is because I just feel like I'm in a movie or a video game, and not in like a good way. Like, oh, I'm famous. Like in a scary way, because this is not a movie or a video game. This is real life. I'll be looking at something like the TV or the trees outside, and I'll just have to like close my eyes and shake my head. I'm like, whoa, what is that? Like, you should know what that is. Other minor things, a lot of brain fog, a lot of memory loss. It's kind of brain mush. What else? Oh, night sweats. I'm talking you wake up drenched. I'm talking you wake up and have to change. Go change. A couple of the times I've had to wake up and change my whole bedding. I'm not talking like, oh, I'm a little sweaty and like sticky. Drenched. I'm always clammy in my hands and my feet. They're always kind of sweaty yet cold. I'm always clammy. Always. But yeah, night sweats are a big... it was one of the ones that was more red flag to me, because I feel like night sweats never has a good, like, I don't want to say outcome, make it seem like it's like deadly, but it's usually something more serious is going on. As far as medical history, I really don't have much. I have issues with my stomach and my colon. That's a whole nother topic, and I don't think it's related at all, so I'm not even going to get into it. And then another kind of mind fuck thing is all this stuff is coming out about the Depo shot and like it causing the meningiomas, the brain tumors. I was on the Depo shot for 13, 14 years, I think. It was over 10 years. Long ass time. I had no idea. It genuinely worked well for me. Like, people would be, I know people would be like, well, why would you be on that? Like, people hate it. I loved it. Is all this related? I don't know. I still don't have information or answers. But that's as much as like medical history goes. I have completely fainted a couple times. It's not anything crazy. There's a lot of warning signs for when I'm about to kind of go down, so I can tend to it. Yeah, it's kind of made me scared to go anywhere, do anything. I'm just like a prisoner. Completely forgot to mention, I have no head trauma. I have no history of head trauma. I have no accidents, no hitting my head, no nothing. No history of head trauma at all. So that's like completely ruled out from what could cause the lesions is head trauma. I don't have any of it at all. Another thing I forgot to mention too about my symptoms is my immune system is shot. I have no immune system. If a dust of sickness blows by me from 30 miles away, I'll catch it. I have had COVID almost 10 times. 10. Among other things. Like, it's not like I'm just getting COVID, or else that would be really weird. But that was another thing I forgot to mention about my symptoms. My immune system is just fucking shot. I am that bitch that still wears a mask. So that's another thing. Also, this looks really shitty the way I'm recording this, because it's the middle of the night and I don't want to turn the light on, because I also that was another thing. Oh my god, I keep finding more symptoms, but extreme light sensitivity. It makes me feel like I am in outer space. Like, I do not feel cognitively there when I'm in bright lights. But it's the middle of the night. I didn't want to turn the lights on because I haven't been feeling good, and that flare-up or whatever I had earlier, which I will put that in this video at the end, kind of made me be like, okay, I need to talk to people about what's going on. Like, I need someone in a similar situation to tell me. I just need someone that I can relate, because I'm losing it. I'm losing it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I was gonna say. I'm looking for my community. There's a lot more to this, like my job treating me like shit, disability struggles, like money, like getting a paycheck through disability struggles. There's a lot more doctors who have fucked me over, but all I want to talk about right now is like establish and find my community, because I'm really alone and I'm really scared. I have a bed full of cats. Oh, shouldn't show that. I didn't realize he was doing that. I have a bed full of cats. It's all good, but I can't confidently say how much longer it'll be all good. So, oh, another maybe notable thing is that I was lightly kind of diagnosed with POTS. They weren't super sure that that's what it was, but they just kind of threw it on there, I think, just to make me happy, because I was kind of starting to freak out. This neurologist doesn't really think I have it, but my heart rate's really fast. My blood pressure drops really, really low and really fast. So I don't know. I'm just trying to find my community and find people in the disabled world. And bring light to things. Like, it always makes me feel extra shitty with social media, because I'll look and see, like, you know, more disabled content creators being like, a day in my life, and it looks so nice and aesthetic, and I'm like, what? That is not. And I know you shouldn't compare yourself to others, but like, these people are like saying like, this is what it's like to be disabled, and it just looks so nice. And that's how, maybe that's fucked up of me to say, but it, like, and I know social media is fake. You don't have to tell me like social media is not real. I know. But it still can feel some sort of way to see it and know that you're doing so much worse. So that's kind of all. But I'm going to be talking about other things that have happened too. I just wanted to establish myself because I am unwell. But I think that's all for now. So help me find my community, please. I just wanted to document how I'm feeling right now, because it's really strange, and I'm just home alone. I have a heating pad on my back. You can't see it, but my back really hurts, and my hands just feel like, not even just my hands, my arms feel heavy, and my hands won't stop shaking, and I just feel weird, like I feel out of it. My brain and my head is like buzzing. I just don't know what's going on. I don't like my feet are like drenched in sweat. I don't know. I mean, I think my pulse is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And like, I can breathe okay. It just feels everything feels really weird. It feels like there's like air or like a nerve pinched like inside my ribs towards my spine. I don't know, I'm just not feeling good. It's like 3 something in the morning. I did also have a really bad day, so it could have like flared it up, I don't know. But I really feel strange. in my back. It started with like really, really intense back pain. Like I was like, oh my god. Like my back just stiffened up like a fucking board out of nowhere. I've been under a lot of stress lately, but like right now, I don't feel good and I don't feel like myself. I don't know. They need to figure out what's going on because it's getting really, really hard to deal with. And like, basically all of today I haven't stood. Like I've been pretty much crouched like all day. It's just uncomfortable. Like my literal like head and brain and like spine is just vibrating and buzzing. I don't know, I just feel fucking insane. I just can't stop shaking. I just don't even feel like anything's real right now.